Hello, bronies out there in YouTube land. Once again, this is Hawkflame, and welcome to part 5 of my pony analysis series. Wow, we're already one away from the end of the main 6. But there's plenty more to come. We got a bunch of other different characters to explore, and a lot of fun times still left ahead. Anyway, without further ado, let's go on with the analysis. Pony analysis number 5. The element of kindness personified Fluttershy. A very kind, very shy, very demure, scaredy pony Pegasus that the fans love. In terms of fan devotion, she's probably competing with Rainbow Dash for most popular pony, and once again, the merch shows it. She and Rainbow do seem to overshadow certain other main 6 members. God damn you, Hot Topic, where are my men's rarity shirts? Anyway, Fluttershy. She's kind and shy. And shy and kind, shyly kind, kindly shy, and she's oh, what's that? My end card? Thank you, bye-bye.
Check out some of my other videos and be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.
Pushing, come on, okay, I'll come back, okay, fine, whatever. I'll come back on. Alright, before I forget. Personal perspective. Okay, I'll be straight here. To me, Fluttershy is the least interesting of the main 6. Okay, stop! Listen. I don't hate her, okay? As a matter of fact, I actually find her quite charming. But generally, she's, to me at least, one of the more static characters of the show, and most of her episodes deal with the same issue of overcoming fear, overcoming shyness, or responsibility, and being in some kind of caretaking position. And frankly, I kind of find her repetitive, and I'm kind of having trouble coming up with much more to say that hasn't already been said by other analysts. So I think I'm going to shake things up a bit. Instead of my typical format, I'm going to basically do an extended personal perspective section, going into details about why she doesn't work very well for me personally. And I've got my flame retardant gear, and my force field to protect me from any amount of expired produce that may come my way, so give me your best shot. So, number 1. The repetitive nature of her lessons. I've already mentioned this above, but it's about repetition, so I guess it's sort of fitting. But it feels like she's gone through the same or similar experience multiple times. Mustering up the courage to face down the dragon in Dragonshy, mustering up the courage to become more assertive and putting her hoof down, mustering up the courage to overcome her performance anxiety in Hurricane Fluttershy, and so on. And it just feels like this very similar story thread is kind of repeating itself a little bit too often in my taste. Now, I have to acknowledge a very reasonable rebuttal that my fellow analyst D.R. Wolf put up in response to this issue. In that, and I'm paraphrasing here, her fears are not something that can be cured or fixed, but rather something that she has to live with and deal with on a regular basis. And that she shows tremendous strength in basically just getting up in the morning and facing the world every day. He has a great respect for characters that have to overcome these kinds of major issues on a day-to-day basis, and can appreciate the subtle changes and growth she undergoes. And I think he really makes some great points. I think that a lot of that is very much true. However, this is where I disagree. Fluttershy-centered episodes work best if you can engage with the character directly. But if you can't really center yourself in her shoes, and I don't think it works as well because your investment in the character is kind of tied to whether or not you connect with their experiences. Sure, you still may be able to empathize, but you're not really going to get it. That is, unless you're very similar to Fluttershy and can really relate to that experience in that sense. And this is where I get into a bit of a pet peeve of mine. Relatability. Relatability, in my opinion, is overrated. I don't think that whether or not a character is like you should really be the determinant of whether or not you like a character. Similarly, I don't think that relatability should be a substitute for other compelling character qualities. Basically, a good portion of Fluttershy's episodes seem to depend on relatability when it comes to overcoming her fears. And if I can't connect to her on that emotional level, I frankly lose interest when they repeat the same issue over and over again. If you're going to keep the same issue, allow her to evolve, do something new with it. Have her trying to work on her fears, even in episodes where she's not the focus. To me, some of the better Fluttershy episodes are ones where they change things up, show a different side to her character, or reacting to a different situation. Like A Bird in the Hoof, where she's actually bold and sneaky and kidnaps Celestia's pet bird. And then she really gets into taking care of it. I love it when characters like Fluttershy are shown operating in their own comfort zone. It shows a different side to her and allows them to be a little bit more confident and assertive. That's why I also love her in things like the Find a Pet song.
I have plenty of wonderful creatures who soar in the sky, like a sweet hummingbird or a giant monarch butterfly.
Once again, totally in her element right here. Number 2 with me is her rather passive personality. To me, it's rather difficult to make that kind of character very exciting. When a character doesn't have a certain level of energy, it's really difficult for me to get invested in them. Rarity, for instance, has a lot of fire and passion and a lot of flair and charm, so every time she's on, for me at least, she just leaps off the screen. A character like Fluttershy then has to work a lot harder to grab my attention. Where it does work is, again, when she's in her comfort zone. She's cool and calm and collected, and I think that seeing that side of her gives her a little bit more pizzazz, so to speak. And she also really works best when she's in an episode that's not solely focused on her, where she has someone else to bounce off of and create contrast. Green Isn't Your Color is probably my favorite episode where Fluttershy at least shares some of the focus. And it's not because she shares focus with Rarity. Well, mostly not. Rather, it's because it's about the confusion that comes forth from a totally understandable misunderstanding. If that makes any sense at all.
I am so frustrated I could just scream.
Seeing that kind of personality being caught up in these crazier events creates a more entertaining spin on the character, at least for me. Anyway, that pretty much sums up why I don't hate Fluttershy, but rather I'm not very invested in her. By the way, I am so grateful that you spared me from the rotten produce abuse. And I'm so glad I didn't say anything stupid though, like how much I hate Derpy. Oh my god, can you have imagined the painful abuse that would come my way if I told people how much I really can't stand that googly-eyed little waste of space? Yeah, that would have been held up. That would have been, yeah. So another episode, I'll see you next time on another Ponyolosis. Bye!
Check out some of my other videos and be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.